Hello and welcome to the sixth section of the course. In the previous section, we learned all about web application security. In this section, we will take a look at how to handle JSON in Go. We will cover the basics of JSON, streams, and image handling while creating a JSON REST API to interact with our existing data. In the first video of this section, we will learn how to handle JSON in Go. We will cover marshalling and unmarshalling JSON, as well as formatting JSON responses in order to create a REST API that will interact with our existing post and page data. To start, let's make a new directory in our existing Go projects directory called API. Inside API, we will create a file named api.go. Let's also create a CMD directory and create a main.go file in there as we've been doing. In that file, we will import our CMS package as a dependency. You will need to change the path to the templates in cms/templates.go from a relative path to an absolute path in order to prevent a panic on startup. Once you have done that, go back to our api.go file. Here we will create a function that displays all of our page data as JSON. As you can see, we are passing our page data to a function named WriteJSON. Let's see how to implement that function. In WriteJSON, we start by setting the appropriate content type header. Then we call JSON.marshal, which turns our data into a byte slice of JSON. If we get an error here, we pass it off to another function called error.json, which writes the error as JSON. In that function, we won't call Marshal JSON in order to prevent another error, so we create JSON manually. Error.json also accepts a status in order to set the status code of our HTTP response. Next, let's create a function called getPage. This will get a specific page by ID and then will render that page as JSON. It's very similar to all pages, but grabs the ID of our desired page based on the root. Then we get that page with our existing getPage function from our CMS package and pass that data to our WriteJSON function. Lastly, let's create a function that allows us to create a new post. In this function, we will assume that we're receiving our data in the function body. We start by creating an empty cms.page variable and read the body into other variable. Then we will call json.unmarshal on both of these variables. json.unmarshal will read from the data and fill in our page variable with it. From there, we just respond with the generated user ID from the cms.createPage call. Let us try this out ourselves now. Let's write some code in our main.go that will match our handlers with the appropriate roots and run that code. In order to create a new page using our API, we will need to send a post request to the new page root. As we have done before, let's use Postman to create a post request and send it to our API like so. You might have seen sites like api.github.com that show all the available routes for their API. Let's go ahead and create one of those for our website root quickly. To do this, we can just use WriteJSON with a string map. You probably noticed that our JSON doesn't look very nice or readable since it's all on one line. The JSON package has a function called json.marshalIndent that lets us format our JSON. Here, we're changing our WriteJSON function to format our JSON by indenting it with a tab. You can now see that our JSON is much more readable. In this video, we learned how to read and write JSON from HTTP requests. In the next video, we will learn how to stream JSON from HTTP requests using JSON encoders and decoders. Great!